Hey guys, Fred Sec here, and in this video I'll be reviewing the Tecno Spark 8P. This device cost about 77,000 Naira or $135 for the 4GB RAM and 64GB storage option that I have here. If you want a larger storage, there's an option for 4GB and 128GB of internal storage that costs about 86,000 Naira or $152. I made a video on the standard Spark 8 some months ago where I shared my honest thoughts with you guys and it turned out positive. I got lots of feedback that were positive and also negative, which was to be expected considering the specs of the device. The Spark 8P here is set to iron out some of those negative and drawback of the standard Spark 8. So in this video I'm going to share my thoughts, my honest opinion on the Spark 8P so to help you guys make an informed purchase decision. But before we begin, let's quickly see what comes in the box of this device. When you open the box, you're greeted with a device wrapped in plastic with basic highlights about its key selling point. Next is a 12 plus 1 month warranty card, a transparent silicone case that fits in perfectly with the device. Moving on, we have a 10 watts charging brick, a SIM card removal tool, a micro USB charging cable and the earpiece, and that's pretty much it. So moving back to the device, the Spark 8P comes in different colors, but the one I have here is called turquoise cyan, which actually looks interesting with all the patterns and stop at nothing logo at the rear. Apart from the shiny camera section, it doesn't attract fingerprints or smudges. The Spark 8P is a beautiful device and I really like how portable it is to hold. It's a device that is made out of plastic, which isn't obvious because almost every smartphone in this price bracket is made out of plastic. And plastic is more durable if you should ask me. Do you like or hate the design of the Spark 8P? Let me know down in the comment section below. On the right side of the device, we've got the power button and the volume rocker keys. The power button also doubles down as a fingerprint scanner and it is fast. Not the fastest that I've seen, but it is fast enough for locking and unlocking the device. To the left, we've got a SIM tray that can take dual nano SIM and a micro SD card. At the bottom, we've got a headphone jack, a microphone, a USB Type-C charging port and a speaker grill. Moving on to the rear, we've got a quad camera setup that comprises of a 50 megapixel main sensor, which is a welcome improvement coming from its predecessor. There's a 2 megapixel depth camera and a VGA camera for low light, and a quad LED flashlight. To be frank, those extra sensors doesn't really count that much. What really matters is the 50 megapixel main sensor, which we're going to talk about later in the video. In front of the device houses a 6.6-inch 1080p display, which is another welcome improvement from its predecessor. The teardrop style houses an 8 megapixel selfie camera. Speaking of the display, the 6.6-inch Full HD Plus display with a quick response rate promises fluid experience. The display is a 1080 by 2408 resolution with a pixels density of 400. The brightness level is measured at 395 nits. I really like how bright and sharp it is with good contrast. Watching YouTube videos is fine and the screen is okay for the price. At this price point, you don't expect to have the greatest, but generally the display is okay. The display is actually better than that of the Spark 7P, but which one would you rather have? A 720p display with a faster 90Hz refresh rate or a 1080p 60Hz display? Comment down below. And also take note that both displays uses an IPS LCD technology. On the performance aspect, this is where the Spark 8P is a total downgrade from its predecessor. The Spark 8P comes with the MediaTek Helio G35 octa-core CPU, which is an entry-level gaming processor, and it can't even stand next to its predecessor, which is the Spark 7P. However, it does offer some gaming improvement with 2D games. Gaming is doable here, but just stick to low graphic demanding games or 2D games and you'll be fine. Games like Candy Crush, Subway Surfers perform great on here. Raw performance is fine with 4GB of RAM and a faster touch sampling rate. Scrolling through the user interface is pretty okay, opening apps is fine, web browsing and multitasking is fine as long as you don't have too many background apps running. Performance isn't entirely smooth on here due to that low-end chip, but if you take things one after the other, then you're going to be totally fine with it. But please, if you still have your Spark 7P or you're cross-shopping between these two devices, the Spark 7P is the right device and you shouldn't upgrade to this. The Spark 8P comes with iOS 7.6, which is a custom software on top of Android 11. Bluetooth, which are pre-installed apps, is still present but not too intrusive as it used to be. You might want to do a little housekeeping by uninstalling some of the unwanted apps for a much better experience. About an upgrade path to Android 12, there is no word on that and I don't think Tecno Mobile would like to spend their resources on this entry-level device. Moving on to sound quality or the speaker quality, the Spark 8P comes with a down-firing speaker. It is on the average, it is not too loud and not too low. I would say it doesn't really offer a great listening experience. However, it is still okay for an average person and it will be fine for most people. One of the highlights of this device has to be the long-lasting 5000 mAh battery that you're going to get. It is very reliable and decent. It can comfortably last for more than a day if you're an average user. To be frank, battery is not an issue on here. The only issue is filling it up when you finally get to drain it. Since it doesn't come with a fast charger out of the box, charging the Spark 8P with the included 10-watt charger took about 3 hours to charge from 0 to 100%, which is a long time to wait. Okay, now let's move on to the camera, the 50 megapixels camera that graces the back of this device. So the Spark 8P takes decent looking images, especially when the lighting condition is good. It is bright with nice colors and dynamic range is okay for a device in its class. It has detail and I love how saturated most of the images appear. It is not mind-blowing, but I'm very impressed with its image quality. The selfie camera is also decent, but dynamic range suffers a little bit with blown up background. However, I like how the 8 megapixels still manages to retain some details even though they might appear too soft when you zoom in. I also like the color reproduction, but kindly go through the images and tell me what you think about them in the comment section below. Okay, so the Spark 8P can shoot video in 1080p resolution, which is actually the highest at 30 frames per second. And it is okay. There's no video stabilization on here or any sort of thing, but if you manage to keep your hand steady or get yourself a tripod, you should be able to get something decent out of it. Hey guys, so this is a front facing camera of the Tecno Spark 8P. The Spark 8P can only shoot in 1080p 30 frames per second, and as you can see here, the footage looks okay. But if you should turn a little bit, can you guys see the sky, like dynamic range is suffering a little bit on here, but generally I like the color reproduction here. I like the skin tone, but you guys should let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. The most selling point of the Spark 8P is a 1080p display, which is a little better than the Spark 7P display. A huge 5000 mAh battery it comes with and the improved camera system. At about 77,000 Naira or about $135, you get a decent device with a respectable camera and a device that offers a comfortable 2 days of battery usage on a single charge. Battery performance is really great and it should add to the reason why you should consider this device. There's no fast charger included in the box and the phone doesn't support fast charging either. It takes longer time to fill it up, but that should be fine for most people. As I said initially, if you own the Spark 7P, there's absolutely no point for you to bother upgrading. And if you're cross-shopping between both, make sure you look very well before you leap. So in conclusion, the Spark 8P is an entry-level device that works well for most basic tasks. It is geared towards first-time smartphone buyers or people that want a phone to use as a backup device. It can handle most basic tasks efficiently and I will highly recommend it. So that's been it guys. If you enjoyed watching this video, give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and I'll talk to you in the very next one. Bye bye.